Yeah.
You want to like him, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. We straight gangsters over here.
Straight
man.
gangster.
Ah.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome back. That's right. You are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. I am one of your gracious hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
Man, I missed that. And the man on the other microphone, he is a great American and a great patriot. You know him as Hey, it's your boy Chris America coming to you live. All right, well, no Chris America this morning, and you have got Loudbeard right here on Scout Team Radio, and that is okay because we are going hot and we are going live and we are continuing on in a fashion that we will always continue on. All right, we missed out last week. We were out Thursday and Friday. We had some stuff going on, which is cool. It happens. We're real people. Real life situations go on, and but that's okay. That doesn't hold us back. We still march on, and Scout Team Radio will continue on no matter what. Got a lot of stuff to cover, though. When you missed Thursday, oh, there he is. There he is. That's the man right there. Wait for it. Wait for it. Nope, you don't get it anymore. That's it. It's done.
America.
Good morning, Chris America. How you feeling this morning? You ready for some Scout Team Radio bringing it to you hot?
Yeah, man, I'm just a little tired. It took a lot to get out of bed this morning.
Man,
As
I
you
feel
can tell.
you.
As you
I
can
feel
tell.
you. Mm-hmm. That's all right, though, because you're here. And that's I hear you yawning in the background.
Yeah.
There. Look at you.
Yeah.
Man, bringing
A
the
little
heat
bleary-eyed
this morning.
and bushy-tailed.
Yeah. So I was sitting here looking at everything that happened over the weekend, and there was a Manny Pacquiao fight. We saw some UFC going on, and honestly, the big winner of the weekend was Marvel. Marvel coming out at Comic-Con, releasing their Phase 4. And I know it's not sports, but I always got to go with the top news story of the weekend and really bring it in high.
Now, the Thor movie title, I'm not sure I'm all on board with.
Oh, yeah, Love and Thunder.
Thunder. Yeah, it just sounds more like an 80s flick than a Thor movie. Especially with how cool the title of Thor Ragnarok was.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like when I hear Thor Love and Thunder, I think I'm going to watch a Hulk Hogan movie where he's driving around on a boat shooting people.
So Thunder in Paradise mixed with Thor. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I see the reference you're going with there. I'm actually excited about this Thor one. The title itself, you're right. It's going full 80s, and I understand they're going for the nostalgia. So maybe it's a weird title, but I dig it. I think I'm digging it, Chris America. I feel what you're coming down with here, but I gotta say I'm feeling a little bit different. I'm digging the title.
And then they got the great news is they got Cottonmouth coming back. He's turning into Blade.
Yes.
How cool would that be though if they made that the storyline, where Cottonmouth gets killed, but then a vampire bites him right before he dies, and he turns into a vampire and decides to be a hero named Blade.
Yeah. See, in the first Luke Cage season, I thought that Cottonmouth made that show.
Oh, they did, and it went kind of went downhill that season once he died. I didn't like Miranda. I just didn't like her.
Yeah.
She didn't do anything for me.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible villain. But I'm with you 100%. I think, the Blade announcement that they're redoing Blade and it's going to be Cottonmouth. to me, that was the surprise, right? Like this other stuff, like we've heard that Thor 4 was in works. We knew that was going to happen. Now we didn't know the title. We didn't know all the details. Apparently Natalie Portman's going to be female Thor is some of what's being told on this. And I'm not sure that I love that, but this whole Blade situation, it comes out of left field. And this is great news. This is some like, real excitement for Marvel, especially I feel like there's a little bit of a lull. You got Endgame happens, and then now it's like, okay, what's next? So bringing back Blade, yeah, this is the right move for Marvel.
So I do have to say, we knew that they were making a Thor 4, but I was kind of surprised because the way they set up Avengers was that it was going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy movie that had Thor in it.
Right.
So you got to wonder when they get split up in this fourth movie. Because can you have a Thor movie where the Guardian of the Galaxy characters are a main part of it and still call it Thor?
Yeah, I don't think the Guardians of the Galaxy people will be a whole lot or a big part of it. I mean, there's still going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I think that's where Thor's going to come in. But as I believe you're aware, but the director James Gunn's doing Suicide Squad, so he's got to wait for that to finish. So it's going to be 2-3 years down the road past this Thor. So I don't know how they're going to play it off. I don't think they're going to be any part of it at all, to be honest.
Now I know the answer to this question. If they made both movies simultaneously and they released at the same date, which would you see first? Thor or Guardians of the Galaxy?
Wow, that's a good question. And you know the answer for yourself, I'm guessing, because for me, I don't even know if I know the answer for myself. But
Thor's my favorite Avenger, so I would have a lean
Thor.
towards Thor just because he's my favorite Avenger. But I'd be a little heartbroken that I wouldn't get to see Guardians of the Galaxy right away.
Yeah. I'd do a double feature, but if I had to pick one, I think I would pick Thor just because I loved Ragnarok that much.
Yeah.
That, to me, this is going to be a
up.
continuation of Ragnarok. Yeah, absolutely.
So if they're both 2.5 to 3 hours long, you'd still do double feature? You'd commit 5 to 5.5 hours?
Yeah, I would. I think I would.
Okay.
It wouldn't be easy, but it would be done. It would be a definite.
You'd almost have to want it to be 6 hours, so you could at least go out, get some food in your body, use the restroom, and then go back in.
There you go. See, it's all about the master plan, and that's what I'm coming up with.
Even though I was the one that just came up with that.
Yeah, there you go. You're good. Master
Always taking
plan.
credit for my stuff, Loudbeard.
I'm taking it. Nope, I'm taking it. Yep, that was all mine. Now, after looking at this whole Marvel release, they're calling it Phase 4. It's 10 total, I guess, parts of Marvel, but 5 TV shows, 5 movies. Are you excited or was it underwhelming? Because I've seen mixed reviews. Some people are like, this is okay, could be better. Others are like, oh, this is great, this is amazing. So where are you feeling after you saw Blade, Thor, Shang-Chi, the Loki TV series, a Hawkeye TV series, all this stuff, the whole Marvel slate for Phase 4?
Was there a
How are
Doctor
you
Strange
feeling?
movie too?
There is a Doctor Strange movie too. That's right.
Okay.
That's one. Yep.
The TV series didn't really excite me that much. I mean, I'll have to see how they do, okay? Because Marvel TV series on Netflix were very hit or miss. So Hawkeye, I feel like he's a very uninspiring character for me. He was hardly in the last 2 Avengers, and I even thought his storyline in the last Avengers was kind of like, okay. So I'll have to see how they do. I feel like it could be a show that's just like The Punisher, or it could be a show that's very slow-moving like Luke Cage Season 2.
Yeah, this is a good point. Now, this is through Marvel Studios. It's not being, made by anybody else. So
Right.
they're putting their whole take on it. And you've got a few of them, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Okay, well, we get to see what their storyline, and apparently that Baron von Zemo is going to be the big main baddie in the show, which is kind of cool.
So Falcon Winter Soldier is going to be a show?
Yes. Falcon Winter
Is he going to be Captain America in this? Or No.
Well, the name of the show's Falcon.
Yeah.
So I
mean, but
could
we
assume.
just watched him get passed on the Shield. I thought he was going to
See?
become Black Captain America.
This is where the questions come in, Chris America. This is where we don't know. This is why we've got to watch to find out.
So I think on the movie side, I'm pumped because I know exactly how MCU does their movies. TV side, I'm skeptical. I don't know. All I know is there are the Netflix TV series, and that's all we know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm absolutely
'Cause
with you.
Even though it's MCU, they're still bringing in new writers, new directors, and so it's still like okay, well, how are they going to do this? I have faith in them, and I believe they're going to come out strong because they don't want to have like all duds.
Well, and I think this is going to be a big part of this Disney Plus, right? So
Yeah,
now that it's all going to be TV shows on Disney Plus, is this a streaming service that you would invest in just to see these TV shows?
Just to see the shows, probably not. I would, if like everybody's like, oh my gosh, you got to see Falcon, you got to see. How have you not seen Hawkeye? Have you not seen Loki? Then yeah, I'll get it for just the TV shows. But like prior to, I will be getting Disney Plus for the movies.
There you go. Okay, so I see where you're going with this. Because if they have all the Marvel movies, you can have the whole library, which I'm assuming they're going to have all of them.
Marvel, Star Wars, Disney movies are all great. I
Yeah.
can finally watch all those live action Disney movies that I've missed out on all the years because I still haven't seen any of them. I was gonna make Lion King my first one, but I just was a little too busy this weekend to go see it. But we'll probably end up in the theater to see some Lion King.
Yeah, and that came out this weekend. Got mixed reviews. Also, some people were saying it wasn't great. Others were saying it was. So, yeah, I want your judge on this whole thing.
Now, do you think eventually ESPN Plus gets swallowed up by Disney Plus? I feel like it makes more sense for them to put the two together.
Yeah, it does. I don't know that they're going to do that because ESPN Plus is different because it's all sports. But if they put it together,
Right.
you're right. You get
But
both,
I mean, even with
best
the
of
movies,
both worlds.
even in the movie world, you're gonna have a Star Wars section, a Marvel section, a Disney Playhouse Clubhouse section. Like it's already gonna be so many different, sections for people with different interests. Because not everybody who loves MCU loves those live action movies, and not everybody who loves those live action movies really give a flip about MCU or Star Wars.
Now, would they have to double the price because they're getting revenue now from ESPN Plus and they're going to be getting it from Disney Plus? They combine them.
I think if
price
they
goes
combine
up,
them,
right?
so what is it, like $7.99 is what they're thinking Disney Plus is going to be?
I think it's $6.99. It's actually a really
Okay.
good entry level price. Yeah.
So I would say they charge $9.99 if they add ESPN.
Yeah,
'Cause
and I
it's
don't
like
know how much.
It's like $4.99 now, I think, for ESPN
Okay.
Plus. So you
you
make
save
it.
a buck.
You save you save $2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
a
you
buck.
go. So, okay, we've got some hot tweets coming in, Chris America. Memphis Spence, he says, only one right answer there. When we were asking about Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor, he's got Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, I see where you're going there. You're wrong, but that's okay at Memphis Spence. We also have Scotty Kaiser. He says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not Black Captain America, just Captain America, sir.
Now, see, this is where Scotty Kaiser needs to understand that we had Anthony Mack on our show, and for the longest time, like this was a long, long time ago, before we met you guys and got interacted with you guys, he was always talking about how he was Black Captain America, and so that's more of a reference to Anthony Mack. Not that I'm trying to be racist here.
Okay, there you go. Called out right there on the internet, right? Perfect. So, and then
Yeah.
lastly, this is a question for you, Chris America, from Memphis Spence. He's wanting to know. So, you going Disney Plus or Netflix if you had to choose between the two?
I think I might go Disney Plus. I think there would just be way more content on there, a lot better content on there than Netflix. Now, Landon and I have gotten into Stranger Things. We're on to season 2. We just watched the Halloween Trick or Treat episode. It's a fantastic series, but like I said, you got MCU, you got Star Wars, you have Disney movies. Who knows what other shows they're gonna come up with? Disney is far and away the best production company on the planet Earth. And a lot of it just really has to do with the fact that they own licensing to so many great products.
This is a good point. Okay. I could dig it. If we were going to do it today, which Disney Plus hasn't come out, and I really don't know what Disney Plus is, I'm going to say Netflix, but I could easily see my mind changing to Disney Plus within a matter of minutes
And I mean,
as soon
don't
as it
forget,
gets released.
they also bought 21st Century Fox. So there's titles that we're not even thinking of right now that they might bring back or reinvent, and they could be great.
Like every good and bad X-Men movie.
That, and I'm just even thinking about like TV shows and stuff that Fox does. Fox has some good products on there, and now they're owned by Disney, so should be good to go. Now I'm looking at this GIF, Loudbeard, of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I see Batista there, right?
Yes.
And so I'm starting to think about like what other wrestlers or athletes could you see joining the MCU? I'm thinking J.J. Watt would make a good MCU character. I don't know how good his acting skills are. We don't know how good any of these acting skills are, but I was just sitting here thinking, who else would be good? Who was the guy with the long hair on the Green Bay Packers for the longest time? Why can't I think of his
Clay
name?
Matthews.
Clay Matthews. I think he could make like a good cousin of Thor.
Yeah, like a backup Asgardian.
Yeah.
Have him in there. Yeah, there you go. I like that one. I'm trying to think of other good ones. Like I feel like Tony Romo would be a good voiceover guy.
Yeah.
You know how you have like Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper doing voiceovers in Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like Tony Romo could voice over. He's got a
Now, see,
fantastic voice. It's smooth and
I
silky.
feel like Tony Romo, I don't know if he'd make a good Batman, but I think Tony Romo would make a good Bruce Wayne.
Oh, he would make a great Bruce Wayne. Terrible Batman though. So I don't
See,
know.
here's the problem with Batman. I think that a lot of people have a hard time with is Bruce Wayne and Batman are two different people, and it's supposed to be that way. So it's hard to cast both guys to pull off both parts.
So what if somebody
Where, like,
finally
Superman
figured it
and-
out and did two different people?
I don't think we'd buy it.
Okay. You suggested it. Kind of.
I just mean like their character is different.
Right. It's got to be a good like method actor.
Hmm.
Like the guy that played in Split. He was good.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
what you
laughing.
need is
I'm laughing at Scotty Kaiser's tweet. This is a family show, guys. Let's not talk about Ass Guardians. Thanks.
that's what she said.
Wow.
Wow.
Albert Pujols would make a good character. He's pretty jacked up.
Yeah, he's jacked up. I'm trying to think. This is a good question. You know who I think would make a great MCU character that hasn't been in it? He's an athlete, but he's really known more as an actor.
Yeah.
Terry Crews. Why has Terry Crews
Yes.
not been in? Yes, that's who we need. I need Terry Crews in the MCU. Somebody
first they
get on the
need-
phone. I'm getting on the
first
phone.
they
I
need-
need to call somebody.
First, they need to remake Masters of the Universe and cast Terry Crews as He-Man. That's step number one. And then, I mean, Terry Crews could have played Luke Cage. He would have been awesome at that. I'm trying to think of what other characters he could have been. Sorry, I'm drawing blanks on.
That's okay. I don't want to
On the
skip over
characters.
this. You just brought up the remake of Masters of the Universe. Like,
Uh-huh.
why has that not been done? I watched the 80s one the other night for the first time in a long time, and I loved that movie when it came out. I was a He-Man guy, collecting the toys and stuff when I was a little kid. And Masters of the Universe could be redone so well, because even the one in the 80s, I know a lot of people thought it was cheesy. That's what movies were in the 80s, but
Especially
need
when you
a
deal
new-
with like monster characters.
Oh, yeah.
in the 80s,
They put
it
them in
was
a
just-
costume.
Not just costumes, or just like the puppeteering or muppeteering, whatever it was called, is really difficult. Because when I think of Masters of the Universe, I also think of like the Labyrinth, and what other movies had like monsters in it like that, like the
The
Never-Ending
Dark Crystal.
Tale, yeah, Dark Crystal. So yeah, Terry Crews would be great. Now here's one that I think Scotty Kaiser would appreciate. You need to find a good villain for Tom Brady to play. because people already hate Tom Brady, and if he's playing a villain role, it'll make you hate that villain even more.
Okay. I see where you're going with that. That would be good, but he would have to be like one of those villains that pretends to be good, and everybody thinks he's part of the good team, and then all of a sudden at the end it tricks you, and you're like, oh, he was bad the whole time. We should have saw it coming up from a mile away.
And then I just thought of this. I'm trying to find Emperor Palpatine going Star Wars on you, played by Bill
Okay.
Belichick.
Yes, he's got the hoodie already. He's got the hood.
And you know what?
Perfect.
You know Star Wars better than me. Do all Siths have to look like monsters? Can there be like a good-looking, charming Sith, like a Tom Brady? Like, could Tom Brady come in and be a Sith, and that's like kind of his shtick, right? You don't know he's a Sith. He's kind of, that little snake in the grass, kind of like the devil. Like the devil's the most beautiful angel in heaven. You could have Tom Brady be the most beautiful Sith we've ever seen. The dreamy eyes that you get lost in.
Yeah.
I'm sure Scott Kaiser is loving me talk so good about Tom Brady's look.
Yeah. All right.
Jenny from Ohio. Scout Team Radio, a villain that pretends to put you on a weird diet and get you signed up for his whack trainer.
Okay, I'm liking and retweeting that. That's beautiful. Scott Kaiser's got some good stuff coming in here too. He asked about the Jamie Lannister character or actor getting booed at Comic-Con and how everybody hates the Game of Thrones ending in the last season and how it just gets totally railroaded.
You guys realize that your bad critique of Game of Thrones really has put a halt to my watching of that show.
Okay. Well, do you think Memphis Spence saying there's no such thing as sexy Siths has put a halt to you watching Star Wars?
No, because he's right. I know there hasn't been a sexy Sith. I just don't know, when you become a Sith, do you get transformed? What's Darth Maul's
a lot of them were
background
a little
story?
bit older, but Darth Maul could have been sexy to that alien species that he was. You know what I mean? You could have looked at him and been like, "Dang, look at him! His spikes are cute. That
But,
guy's got it going on."
When Anakin finally became a Sith, he had to transform, and when Emperor Palpatine finally revealed that he was a Sith, he got transformed.
Yeah, but Count Dooku in the second Attack
true.
of the Clones,
Yeah.
he was more of that Sean
Human-looking,
Connery,
yeah.
Sexy older. Hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, I would like the rapist for $500, Alex.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna have to think about this Tom Brady villain situation that you
we
got
can
going
make him
on.
into one. I mean, I'm sure they can make him up, but I think he would look ridiculous with any.
Would he be a better Bond villain?
He would be a great Bond villain.
See, that's where I'm feeling. I'm feeling either a Bond villain or a spoof type thing where he's an Austin Powers villain or something. No.
Yeah.
Not feeling it, huh?
No. I'm feeling it. Sorry, I was looking up who they were trying to cast as the next Bond actor to see if him versus Tom Brady would be a good. Oh yeah, it was what was it? Is that Michael B? Why can't I think of his last name right now?
Michael B. Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan.
The
Is that who they
Killmonger?
were saying? Yeah, I saw something a little while ago that they say Michael B. Jordan would be the next James Bond, and then I haven't heard anything of it since.
No,
Is that
there's
who I'm thinking of?
No, there's a female actress
Playing
or-
Bond?
Yeah. That was the rumor recently I saw.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'd be down with that. I'm all
Yep.
about. I don't mind the reinventing of fictional characters. It really doesn't bother me whatsoever. I like seeing new takes because honestly, when I see that there's a new Bond movie out, I have no desire to go see them. But if you show me that you've reinvented the character and you're reinventing the storyline, then that makes me want to go see it.
I'm with you.
And apparently we haven't seen Star Wars 30 or Triple X. I don't know which one that is, if he's going for Triple X or 30. But maybe Scott Kaiser can tell us what website we can find Star Wars 30 or Triple X. I'm not sure which one that is. If it's on Disney Plus, I guess it's Star Wars 30. If it's on one of those sites that give you pop-up ads, probably XXX.
Yeah, he's saying that it's episode 30. He said for us to get our minds out of the gutter. Triple X. What is wrong with us?
Star Wars XXX starring Vin Diesel.
All right, so I looked this up. I pulled up the stat machine. So actress Lashana Lynch is the new 007. She's not actually James Bond. Daniel Craig is still James Bond, but she is going to be his his successor. So
is it gonna be like double eight?
No,
Double
she's
08?
007. Like she's
Okay.
he basically says, "Okay, here you go. You officially get my 007." Yeah.
See, I like that though. It's reinvent. Like we've seen 007, that storyline for the last 60 years or 40 years.
Yeah.
Since the 60s.
Oh, and so this is saying also that instead of it actually being Daniel Craig being James Bond, it could be Idris Elba. So he
Idris
could
Elba,
be the,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bond is trying to get. They say that it needs a jolt. The series, the franchise, it needs a jolt, and we agree with that. I mean, Bond has been going on forever. I think it's kind of the same old storyline played over and over. Like we need something new.
And you know what's funny is that like when they first were talking about having a black actor play James Bond, people were like, "Oh, well, the book he's a white guy," and I'm like, "Okay, well, how many people have actually read the book? Even you, who just made that point, you've never once read the book. You had to have somebody else tell you that James Bond was a white guy inside the book. You probably didn't even know there was a book until you saw that they were making a black actor James Bond."
I didn't know there was a book.
Yep, see, now you know. It was a book before it was a movie series.
Oh, well, Chris
It
America,
was
you
kind of like
enlightened me this morning.
like James Bond was like the what is it? The Bourne Identity, because that was a book before it was a movie series.
Gotcha. The Jason Bourne series.
Which when the Jason Bourne series came out, I thought it was a million times better than any James Bond movie I've seen. It's just edgier with better fight scenes, and just Jason Bourne was just a better character to me. I could relate more to Jason Bourne, even though it's Matt Damon, than I could any of the James Bond actors.
I'm going to disagree a little bit on you with that. Some of the Bond stuff is really good. Now, a lot of the good Bond movies are old, but I will say that I loved Casino Royale when it came out with Daniel Craig, the newest Casino Royale. Now, he's had 3 or 4 movies since then that I just couldn't get into, but that movie, it is a diamond in the rough. You should check it out if you haven't already. I thought it was amazing.
Diamonds are forever.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
that.
Isn't that from a Bond movie?
Probably. I haven't seen all of them. I can't tell you. I just saw that one that I liked.
Well, that's your homework assignment next weekend, to watch all the Bond movies and then rank them.
Nah. Now I have a question for you, Chris America. Walking Dead. It's coming out with its own movie. Are you going to go see this, or you think this is a crazy,
Is it going to be
terrible
linked
idea?
to the TV storylines?
Well, they're bringing back Rick Grimes apparently as the main star, I guess.
I don't know. I jumped off the Walking Dead bandwagon when I can't think of their names. Negan.
Yes,
and I'm trying
Negan.
to think of what the pastor's name or the priest's name was from the group. When they
Right.
were trapped in that trailer, that is the last episode I watched.
Okay,
I
so
said I'm done.
I finished that season. I think there was like 3 or 4 more episodes after that one, and I
Okay.
was like, okay, let me finish this season. But I didn't watch any of the newest season, and apparently a
wasn't-
lot's happened.
I wasn't done specifically because of that episode. It was just where my patience just ran out. I was just like,
Yeah.
we're just finally just lost all desire to make room and make time to watch that series. That has to be. I mean, Dexter and Lost are right up there with it, but The Walking Dead has to be the most disappointing fizzle out of a TV series I've ever experienced.
Yeah. Sometimes shows go on too long. Sometimes it's just 1 or 2 series too long. So
Now,
and Walking
I
Dead's
heard
still
this.
going though.
It
Yeah.
is. And I heard this, though. I heard Stranger Things has announced that they're only going to have 1 more season, and that's it, which I kind of like.
Yeah, that is it. And you're right. strike while the iron's hot, but don't stay in for too long. You get in, you take your winnings, then you go, and that's what Stranger Things is doing, and I like it. And Scott Kaiser did say that he has read the book. He read James Bond. He said the first sentence is, "White and only white man, James Bond loaded his Walter PP7, sipped his martini, and exclaimed, 'Damn, I love being a white guy.' Then explosions and stuff. Good book, Scout Team Radio." Yes, it is a beautiful book. Speaking of James Bond and sexy men, I'm going to tell you why Tony Romo is a top 25 quarterback, Chris America, when we come back after a quick commercial break. And I should have had this queued up. Man, it's been a long weekend.
You're targeting stuff.
Falling apart over here. I don't know what to do.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. Ah, 12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune into us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Hey, what's up there, listeners? This is your friendly neighborhood Loudbeard, and I'm here to tell you that there's two type of people in the world, those that are on a podcast and those that want to be on a podcast. And if you are one of those out there that want to be on a podcast, one of the first decisions you will need to make is which podcast host you want to use. That's right. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, you need to check out Podbean. Here at Scout Team Radio, we have been using Podbean since the very beginning, and we absolutely love it. They are easy to use, and they have affordable options. Just go to podbean.com/STR. That's right, Scout Team Radio. Podbean.com/STR to get started today. What are you waiting for? Welcome back. Thank you all for listening in. Once again, this is Scout Team Radio. He's Chris America. I'm Loudbeer. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. We also simulcast on the Full Press Radio Network, and we are a part of the Barn Burner Radio Network. So we are all over the place. Check us anywhere you can. If you can't catch us live, hit us up on that podcast. Search us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Just search us up, Scout Team Radio. You'll find us, or you can go to our website, scoutteamradio.com. Also, I invite all of you to get social with us on Twitter. Hit us up at Scout Team Radio. We got tweets coming in that are hot. We've got Jenny of Ohio asking, why have we not talked about the Cats trailer yet? It's star-loaded. Hashtag it. Well, you know what? We still have a great second half of our show, and there's plenty of time to talk about Cats. I know that's Chris America's favorite movie, and it hasn't even come out yet. The trailer's got them already top 100. Bold prediction, Cats will overcome Avengers Endgame as the most highest-grossing movie of all time. That's right, bold prediction. It's coming in hot.
I think Scotty Kaiser will be okay with it as long as it's not Avatar.
How the hell, or heck, this is a family show. How the heck was Avatar the highest grossing movie of all time?
I
still
don't know,
don't get
man.
it.
I went and saw it, and I was disappointed.
I think the sequels will tank. They're going to tank, and James Cameron's putting all this money and time and effort into making 2 sequels to this, and they're coming out like 10 or 15 years later or whatever it is, and is anybody going to want to go see them? Like, I don't even remember the plot of the first movie.
It was basically Ferngully.
Yeah, Ferngully with weird blue aliens. Yes.
Yep.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Well, Chris America, I actually did not see the Cats trailer. Did you get a chance to watch this over the
I
weekend?
didn't even know there was a Cats trailer.
Yeah. I the only reason I know about it is because my wife and my daughter were talking about possibly wanting to go see the movie together. So I was like, oh, interesting. And then I saw like a snapshot on Twitter of a picture from like, I guess the trailer, but I haven't seen the trailer itself. But I don't know. This could be fun. This could be a fun movie. Like the Broadway show Cats in a movie form. Maybe I'll go see it, Chris America.
I mean, why not?
Maybe that I could review it on the show. That would be fantastic. But hey, before the break, I was teasing about sexy Tony Romo, and I know that's one of your favorite topics. You love Tony Romo, but Twitter is all up in arms right now, Chris America. Bleacher Report comes out with a top 25 QBs of all time list, and there was a couple guys that made this list that Twitter's not so happy about. You know who's the top 25 quarterback of all time, Chris America? Washington Redskins legend, Alex Smith.
I'm looking at that now. I'm looking over the list.
Tony
Alex Smith is on there.
Romo makes it.
Okay. That I agree
Carson
with.
Palmer.
Ooh, Carson Palmer, no.
Like
Like
I don't
Warren
know
Moon.
if he's
Hold
top
on,
25 right now.
First of all, the biggest sin on this list is Warren Moon being at 24. You need to move him into the top 4. Period. End of story.
I
Anything
agree, man.
below top 5, if I were to have my pick between Johnny Unitas or Warren Moon, I'm taking Warren Moon every day.
I loved Warren Moon. He was fun to watch. That's like when I first remember watching football. He's one of the earliest memories I have of watching football is Warren Moon just throwing the ball all over the field.
And
Now-
one of the reasons why people don't put Warren Moon higher is because he played in the CFL. But I think we all know why Warren Moon had to start off in the CFL first. And I don't think Warren Moon today, if he were to come out into the draft, would have started his career in the CFL. There's no way in hell in today's world that Warren Moon would have started his career off in the CFL. But he dominated the CFL. And then when he came over to the NFL, he dominated the NFL.
All right, so we've got some comparisons here for you. You know what, Chris America? This is impromptu. I hate to do this to you without giving you a warning, but I think I'm going to go ahead and drop a...
Who's your daddy?
Because I'm going to take some of the guys from the top 25 list, compare them to guys that did not make the top 25 list, and I want to get your thought of who you think should be on this list. So, Chris America, I ask you, Alex Smith or Michael Vick?
Who's your daddy?
Michael Vick all day, every day. Kind of married the two. Michael Vick all day, every day. Like, okay, so Alex Smith, Kurt Warner, and Terry Bradshaw are 3 names that jump out right away to me that I sit there and I think they were good game managers, but I'm not putting them on my top 25 quarterback list. Sorry.
No, this is why this list is getting so much
And
attention.
throw Carson Palmer in there with those guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, here we go, Chris America. Carson Palmer or Randall Cunningham?
Who's your daddy?
Carson Palmer or Randall Cunningham all day, every day. Come on, man. That guy was electric.
But he's not on the top 25 all-time
No,
quarterback
he's not.
list.
This is ridiculous.
All right, here's another one for you. Drew Bledsoe or Donovan McNabb?
Who's your daddy?
No, I'll go Drew Bledsoe.
Okay.
I'll go Drew Bledsoe all day. Donovan McNabb, he's definitely over Alex Smith, Kurt Warner, Terry Bradshaw, and Carson Palmer. No doubt about that.
All right, and here's the last Who's Your Daddy for you. Tony Romo or Dan Fouts?
Who's your daddy?
Tony Romo or Dan Fouts. I don't know if I know much about Dan Fouts' career to say one way or the other. Who did Dan Fouts play for?
Chargers.
Yeah, that's not a career I followed. What era did he come from? The 80s?
Yeah, I'd have to look at the.
Yeah, I didn't watch
stat
many San
come up.
Diego Charger games as a 6-year-old kid.
All right, I'm going to give you some of his stats so that you feel like you've got a little bit more of a understanding. He played 181 games, threw for 43,000 yards, had 254, played from 1973 to 1987, all with San Diego. Yeah.
I think I'd still go with I personally think Tony Romo was just on the wrong team. I really do. I think he was under the wrong owner. If he would have been able to play for, say, those Colts teams or on the Patriots, I think Tony Romo would have had a few championships.
Well, he's definitely on the wrong team. I
Yes.
could say that about anybody.
Who played for the Dallas
Anybody
Cowboys?
that, yeah, there's no doubt.
Even if he was on, like, could you imagine him with Sean McVay or the guy at the Saints? Why can't I think of his name? The
Drew
coach there.
Brees?
No, the coach.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Using him, like, it would have been, I think he would have had at least one Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. Hey, hot take coming off of Twitter. Apparently, Lion King is better than advertised. Mike Berlan, our in-house movie expert, he says that it freaking owned. Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen as Timon and Pumbaa were perfect.
Yeah,
I
I'm
always
gonna
like
have to
Timon
see
and
it.
Pumbaa, man. They make
they were
that
the best.
movie.
They
They were
do.
the best. They make the movie. So if they're good in this, that's all that matters right there. That's worth
Now, Loudbeard,
watching.
I'm looking at this list, and I don't know if it's gone this way yet, but I do feel like this list is a little racist that there's only one black quarterback. Because you started naming off Randall Cunningham and, Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick, and these are some of the top quarterbacks in my mind of all time are the three that you just mentioned, and none of them are on this list. And Warren Moon's all the way down at 24, just above Alex Smith and below Phil Simms and Bob Greasy and Carson Palmer. Are you kidding me? I'm going to say it, man. This list is racist. This list is 100%. You heard it here first. This quarterback list is racist.
It is extremely racist.
It would almost like it's almost like they did a top 25 list, and they were like, oh shoot, we didn't name any black quarterbacks. What do we do? Okay, well, let's just throw Warren Moon on there, but not put him too high. Okay, we'll put him at 25. No, that'll definitely look racist. Let's just put him above Alex Smith. Okay, so I would like to know which white quarterback they kicked off to put Warren Moon on.
And can I just throw this out there? Ben Roethlisberger at 15. Can I throw that out? I'm not feeling that one.
Do you want him higher or lower?
Lower. I don't know if I can dig Ben at top 15 all time.
Especially
I don't know
above
what
Brett
it is,
Favre and
man.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. Somebody's trolling somebody. This is
I
why
think,
this
I
thing...
think they made this list to purposefully cause drama now. Now, maybe it wasn't racist. Maybe they're like, okay, well, how can we get some good action? Okay, well, let's put Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers right above Brett Favre, and then we'll put Brett Favre right above Aaron Rodgers. Okay, cool. What else you got? Let's have no black quarterbacks but one and put Warren Moon at number 24. That's excellent. We're going to get so much heat for this. Now I think that this is my new theory on it. They were purposefully racist to get the retweets and the mentions and the hate.
The masters of clickbait, right?
Yeah. Bleacher
That's what
Report
the
right up
internet's
there
about,
with
right there.
they're right up there
Clickbaiters.
with
The
Barstool,
Onion.
man.
Yeah, true. They're doing what it takes.
Yeah, this list is definitely constructed to get hot takes and and mentions and heat and clickbait, like you said.
Ooh, hot take coming in on Twitter, Chris America.
Okay.
Jenny of Ohio says that list sounds garbage. If Alex Smith is on there, Joe Flacco in his prime should be on there. Ooh, hot take. He is elite. He won a Super Bowl.
I do like Joe Flacco more than I like, say, Alex Smith.
Why are
and
we all
Carson
hating on
Palmer.
Alex Smith, okay? Why are we all hating on Alex Smith?
He's
Come on,
just not top 25, bro. Top 35, maybe 45.
Hey, good news. He took his leg brace off this weekend, 8 months after the surgery, possibly losing his leg playing the game he loves as a top 25 quarterback. He finally gets his leg brace off this weekend. So good news for Alex Smith fans out there.
I mean, what world would you put Terry Bradshaw above John Elway? What world would you put Troy Aikman above? Troy Aikman is not the number 6 quarterback of all time.
No, he's not. He falls under that category of like having Emmitt Smith and Michael Irving and having
a great
cast of
offensive
characters
line.
and amazing defense.
Yeah.
3 Super Bowl rings. Like that's kind of like Terry Bradshaw's shtick, though, too, right?
That
Like,
is
he
exactly
wasn't-
Terry Bradshaw's shtick.
He wasn't a great quarterback. He had a great team that he was
Yep.
a good quarterback on that won Super Bowls. Yeah, that's a clickbait. I fell for it, Chris America, but I'm
We
glad
all
we talked
did.
about this.
We all did, but we talked it out, and we sussed it out.
We figured we smoked them out. They're done.
They're done, Zaruni.
All right. Well, since we've talked about football for long enough, I need to talk about facial hair for a minute, Chris America, because I think that facial hair is an important topic to bring up on our show. Sometimes you get Jeremy beards, sometimes you get Jeremy mustaches, but Danny Jansen, who is a player for the Toronto Blue Jays, he comes up to bat in a Blue Jays game and he has a mustache. Well, the next time he comes up to bat, he has no mustache and he gets a hit. Do you think shaving facial hair is the best way to break yourself of not getting a hit and to come back and get a hit? Or do you think shaving in the middle of a game is inappropriate?
No, man, as the baby face of the show, I'm 100% for shaving. I shave about twice a week, usually once a week, but I get the shaving going. I like to have like my facial hair and then change it up later on in the week, and now I have no facial hair. It works for me.
Now, can I call you out on that? You just claimed yourself to be the baby face, and you shave once a week. That's not a baby face. Like, if you said twice a day, I would say, all right, smooth like a baby's bottom.
Well, comparatively speaking to the guy that never shaves, it's the baby face. It's all relative.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as a baseball player, you go up, you go with a mustache, and you can't get a hit. Obviously, what's slowing you down is your mustache. So you must shave it, and then you can get a hit. And that's
how baseball
we
players
baseball.
work, right? They're all superstitious. So now he's never going to grow a mustache ever again.
Or he's going to grow a mustache and then shave it in the middle of each game. So once a week, he'll grow it long enough so then he can shave it, and that's his new superstition.
He's very superstitious. The writing's on the wall.
The writing is on the wall. Well, Chris America, there was some real sports that happened over the weekend. We talked about Cats. We talked about Lion King, Marvel. But
We talked about
there
Joe
was some...
Flacco not being on a top 25 quarterback list.
Yep, there we go. We've talked
And that
about
was the
some
white
of
quarterback. That was the white quarterback they kicked off the list to put Warren Moon on there.
That
was Joe Flacco.
He was 26 on this list. It just didn't quite make the cut.
He was there at 25, but then they had to kick him off so they could make room for Warren Moon at 24.
Yeah. Well, Chris America, it was a big fighting weekend. A lot of good fights going on. So Manny Pacquiao over the hill. I thought he was done, but he's resurging. He's won his last 3 fights, including this fight over the weekend. He beats Keith Thurman in a split decision, but he gets a knockdown in the first round. And Manny Pacquiao's back, and now the internet is clamoring. Can we possibly see a Pacquiao-Mayweather rematch now that Manny is back on the top of his game?
I think so. If the money's right, I think Mayweather will be down.
Now, do you think
But how
Mayweather
long
would
did it-
worry
how
about
long
his
did it-
50-0?
I don't think so. I think Mayweather is very confident. I don't think Mayweather thinks in his mind there's any chance he could ever lose a fight.
Yeah, I guess that's if you go 50-0, you got to be at least somewhat confident in
Yeah.
your own skills, right?
Now, do you want to see that fight?
No, I don't. That would sounds like a snooze fest to me, man.
It does.
Boring. God.
And I don't know who these opponents are that Manny Pacquiao is fighting. Are these up-and-coming boxers that they're using Manny Pacquiao to put over? So we don't really know how good or how not good they are yet? Or are these actual top contenders for belts that he's fighting against, like the top athletes of boxing in that weight class?
Well, I know like 3 boxers, and I don't know anything about anybody else. So, yeah, I can't answer that for you.
Okay, yeah. Maybe some of our audience members can answer that, but if it's just three guys that are just kind of rising stars, but we still don't know enough about yet, and so Manny Pacquiao is that one of those rungs you have to climb up over, like we see in fighting, then I'm not that sold on Manny Pacquiao being back. But I mean, I could see them doing that Mayweather Pacquiao, and I could see boxing fans clamoring over that.
I mean, it would be a big deal, even though we've seen it before. People love rematches. Let's give Manny a second chance. He's won 3 fights in a row. He's back. He's fighting good, best shape of his life. We could say that. I don't know if it's true. And yeah, why not? Let's see it. We want to see another fight, and it would make money. People would watch it. I may not want to watch it, but you know, I say that, and I probably end up jumping in on somebody's pay-per-view anyway.
Yep.
Lastly, you and I, Saturday night we got to watch a little UFC action. Greg Hardy, former NFL superstar, also a guy that has a not so good past, goes in and gets a quick win, 45 seconds, and punches the daylights out of Juan Adams to get this victory.
Yeah, it was an interesting fight. The guy was like really pissed off that he lost, but we're all sitting here like, dude, you just got punched in the head 30 times in a row without defending yourself. The referee's going to call the fight. We're not going to sit there and watch a guy get his brain scrambled on live television just because you think that you can still go, and while we're waiting for you to figure out how to get out of the position you're in.
Well, and you're not exaggerating. Like, we were sitting there, and I'm like, I'm going to count these. And he hit him 30 times even. So, yeah, that's when the ref called it. So he gave you a shot.
Juan went for a takedown. Greg Hardy stuffed it. And then basically the guy was just holding on to Hardy's legs, and he just got punched over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean,
on the side of the head.
It's a win. It's a win.
Yeah.
Mike Berlan's asking, how criminal is it that they were charging $75 for that Pacquiao fight? $75?
Yeah.
God, that guy still has a draw, man.
Here's where in America we say boxing's dead, but I don't know that maybe Conor McGregor could demand $75 because that's only, what, $15 more than what a normal UFC pay-per-view is? Or I don't know if they're 50 or 60, but I don't know that there's many other UFC fighters that could demand $75 a fight. And we've seen that Mayweather demands $100.
Yep. Yeah.
And people buy it.
Boxing, it's still got a popularity. It's just, it's very niche. Like, the people that will watch it will pay that, and then, I don't know.
Have they announced how much the Tyson Fury, trying to think of what the other guy's name was, Wilder? Is it Wilder?
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder. Have they announced how much that fight's going to be?
No,
I
we
wonder
haven't.
if
We
that
haven't
could
heard
get away
that
with
one.
charging $75.
I bet it could. Oh, here we go. We got a tweet coming in that was a reply to Mike Berlan. It says, imagine if he fights Floyd again. It may be double that by then. You think they could get 150 for
No, I don't
Pacquiao?
think so. Mm-mm.
They could get 100, though.
I don't know. They could probably get
100 for
100.
it.
I just don't know that the casual sports fan will drop 150. I wouldn't drop 100 or 150. We'd have to do it again where we're like, well, let's split it up.
Yep. Last fight of the evening on a Saturday night for UFC, Leon Edwards, he tops Rafael Dos Anjos. So the 12th ranked fighter beats the 4th ranked fighter. But at the end, he calls out Masvidal, who is the guy that totally crushed Ben Askren's face the other night. He calls him out, but Masvidal's like, no, I'm not going to fight you, man. I was promised a title shot. I needed my title shot before I get any piece of you. So this guy, Leon Edwards, he's an up-and-comer, Chris America. He's got an 8-fight winning streak, and he looked pretty good over on Saturday night. So we've got lots of good UFC action.
Yeah, UFC needs these guys to be built up and come up in the rankings. Because we talked about that a lot, that it's kind of fallen flat without Conor McGregor. Jones is carrying a lot of it, but we need more. We need more guys to come in. I mentioned that Greg Hardy, I think Dana White wants to have Greg Hardy be good at fighting because just like Tom Brady, he's that villain. You need a bad guy and you need a good guy. You need somebody to root for and you need somebody to root against.
Yeah, and
sometimes the guys
we
that
keep saying it.
sometimes the guys that get rooted against make more money for you than the guys that get rooted for. It's just how we are as a society, man.
It's true. Well, Chris America, I'm going to end the show saying there was a golf tournament this weekend, but there was no Tiger Woods and no Rory McIlroy. So guess what? There's no story.
None.
No golf
cares.
for you.
They're even worse than UFC. They need more guys.
They do need more guys.